A very good morning, children. Children, today we shall take up a new unit, Unit 4.4, that is The Height of the Ridiculous by Oliver Wendell Holmes. This is the first video, it's a poem. This is the poet here. Before we understand what the title and what the poem is, let's do the warming up exercise. So let's start. Now here you have question 1. The teacher writes incomplete sentences on the board. He or she asks the student to complete them in their notebooks. Now there are some sentences here which you have to complete, okay? Like today, I am happy because. You can write the reason there. That's your personal answer. Today after class, I wish, whatever, right there. Tomorrow, I feel that. Okay, what you feel, you're going to write here. I want to laugh because. Today, the class seems to be cheerful about. So you can write this on your own. Now, in the second one, it's a little different. The teacher writes an incomplete sentence. Now, you can just think about these sentences as incomplete and ask the student to complete it. Now, it's already given here in a funny way, but you can write your own sentences, okay? Mother gave me cheese, but the cat ate it. I went to the market and bought an elephant. Now, these are little funny sentences, okay? Completed. So you can write your own funny sentences in your notebook. Then you have give the words related to. Now you have here a web diagram with the word humorous. Now what is humorous? Humorous, I've given you the answers. It's funny, full of jokes, you say, hilarious, or you say, ridiculous. That is humorous. You can add other two words to it, okay, related to this. Then you have something called syllable, okay. Now a syllable is a unit of spoken language made up of a single uninterrupted sound formed by a vowel and consonants. For example, single syllable. Now what is a single syllable? When I say ant, one sound, right? So it is one single syllable. Then two syllables, water. Water. There is a sound. You can hear there's two sounds, no? Two vowels. So, therefore, it is two syllables. Three syllables, inferno. Okay? So, that is three. Inferno. So, three syllables. Do you get that? So, according to the sound, you have the syllables. Now, here you have pick out the words from the given box and write it in the correct columns below. Now, what are the columns here? One syllable and two syllables, children. And here you have all the words. Now all these are mixed words. Now you have to, here the focus is not on the spellings, but on the pronunciation of the words. So say jump. Jump, one sound. Okay, it's only one sound. So it will be one syllable. Narrow. You can hear it's two sound. So narrow, two syllables. Cable. Yes, two syllables. Live or live, it's one syllable. So likewise, you will solve the others also. So let's come to the poem now. Now the poem, The Height of the Ridiculous, okay, by Oliver Wendell Holmes. Now what is the meaning of the height of the ridiculous? When you say height of the ridiculous, meaning ridiculous means what? Something that is too funny to believe, ridiculous. And height means when it has crossed the limit, okay? When something is so very funny, okay? It has crossed the limit. So let's see what was so funny here. The poet says, I wrote some lines once on a time in wondrous merry mood and thought, as usual, men would say, they were exceeding good. They were so queer, so very queer. I laughed as I would die, albeit in the general way, a sober man am I. I called my servant and he came. How kind it was of him to mind a slender man like me, he of the mighty limb. Now here the poet talks about that he's writing some lines, okay, and he's in a wondrous merry mood. Wondrous means is in a very delightful, in a very happy mood. Merry also means happy. Okay, so both these words mean the same. And though, as usual, men would say they were exceeding good. And though, as usual, meaning he has written many poems. So usually people, read his poem and say they are exceeding good. Exceeding means very good. Okay. Now they were queer, so very queer. Now they were means the poem. He's talking about the poem that he has written. They were very queer. Queer means very strange. Okay. And I laughed as I would die. Now the poet has written the poem. And he himself, when he reads the poem, says that I would laugh and as I would die means it was so funny that I would die laughing. Albeit means though or although, you can say. In the general way, a sober man am I. He's saying though I am a sober man, I don't laugh a lot, but reading the poem, the poet is going to laugh. That is what he says. Then what does he do? After he finished up with the poem, he called his servant. And the servant came, and the poet thinks it's very kind of him because, to mind a slender man like me. To mind means to take care of a slender man. The slender man means it was a thin man. And his servant was a mighty man, strong man, okay, well built, limb. Limb means talking with his body's hands and legs, okay. So he was of the mighty limb. These to the printer, I exclaimed, and in my humorous way, I had it as a trifling jest. There'll be the devil to pay. He took the paper and I watched. I saw him peep within. At the first line he read, his face was all upon the grin. He read the next, the grin grew broad and shot from ear to ear. He read the third, a chuckling noise I now began to hear. The fourth, he burst into a roar. The fifth, his waistband split. The sixth, he burst 5 buttons off and tumbled in a fit. Now the poet gives the paper, okay, to be printed. So he says, these to the printer, I exclaimed. Okay, he tells him in a humorous way. And he even added a trifling jest. Now what is a trifling jest? It's just a small, simple joke, okay, which is not of any importance. He says there'll be the devil to pay. Means he's talking about there's going to be some strong reaction to this poem. That is what he's trying to say here, okay. And he took the paper. Now who took the paper? The servant. And the poet watched and saw him peep within, okay. Peep within means he looks into the paper, okay, deep inside. And at the first line he read, his face was all upon the grin. So you can see grin is a smile. You can see him smile there. He read the next, the grin grew broad. Broad means it became a little more broader, bigger. And shot from ear to ear. From ear to ear means from one ear to the other ear, okay. And he read the third, a chuckling noise. Chuckling noise I now began to hear. Now, chuckling noise, you're talking about the noise that is made when you laugh, okay? That sound, it's a sound. And the fourth line when he read, he broke into a roar, means he laughed more louder. The fifth is waistband split. Now, you look at this man, he's very good, well built. So, his waistband, because, you laugh, you tend to expand a little. So, his waistband also split, means it broke. And the sixth, he burst 5 buttons off. So the 5 buttons of his shirt came off, okay, and tumbled in a fit. Tumbled in a fit means he fell down. In a fit means he almost fell unconscious. 10 days and nights with sleepless eyes, I watched that wretched man. And since I never dare to write as funny as I can. And what happens? For 10 days and nights, the servant of this poet, he is sick, okay, and the poet looks after him for 10 days and nights with sleepless eyes. He's looking after this man. I watched that wretched man, and after that he's saying, since I've never dared to write as funny as I can. Okay, this is what the poem is all about. We have the figures of speech, children. They were so queer, so very queer. Now this line is what? A repetition. As you can see it very clearly, the word queer is repeated for emphasis. A sober man am I? It's inversion. Inversion means what? The words are not put in grammatical order. It should be I am a sober man. Okay. So this is inversion. Then in a wondrous merry mood, tautology. Why tautology? Because wondrous and merry means the same. Okay. We're talking about being happy. So the word wondrous and merry mean the same and are written in this manner for poetic effect. Then you have he read the third, a chuckling noise. So chuckling is talking about a sound, no children. So it is onomatopoeia. Always remember, onomatopoeia comes for sound. So the word chuckling brings out the sound of laughter. We have some meanings here. Ridiculous, too funny to believe, wondrous, delightful, queer, strange or unusual, albeit, though, sober, clear-headed, serious, trifling, just serious, a small, simple joke of no importance, grin, to give a broad smile, and wretched is in a helpless condition. Okay, here it means in a helpless condition. There are other meanings to it, but in this poem it means in a helpless condition. So that's all what the poem is about. Please go through this again. Please write the meanings in your notebook and please do the assignments, children. Thank you so much, children, for giving me a listening ear. I hope you've understood the poem. Please do the assignments too. Thank you and God bless you.